Hello Tarnished, welcome back to the channel. You're here with Ashewyn, and today we're going to be playing some Elden Ring. We're back just after we defeated Godric, and in the last video I asked all of you to help me choose the next part of our adventure, whether we go back and track to the main gate where we were supposed to take the safer alternate path, or proceed forward from here. And it seems everyone has spoken that I should clear out the areas that we were in Stormveil that we haven't managed to discover in entirety. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Thanks everyone for the input. I appreciate it. It's kind of been fun to do some choose your adventure type videos. I don't think they'll happen every single video where you'll help me choose the ending, or not ending, but like where we head next. Sometimes we'll just be like on a boss fight or something like that. It just makes sense to keep going forward. But I would absolutely love it if we did it for the occasional video here and there. I've also been meaning to do a bonus episode, because one thing I realized about doing the choose your own endings is the fact that I actually have to wait quite a few days to see what the poll results are, and from there make a decision of what we're going to be doing next. So I can't actually record videos, and as much as you would think that that's okay. I actually want to play as much Elden Ring as possible, and for me to be able to record episodes in advance is actually a good thing, because it means I'm not waiting a week to play. Okay, we can go down here and we can go up. So I'm doing this all for you. I'm doing it all for the sake of, having a bit of fun and see what everyone wants me to do next. So if you're new here, or you've been through many of these episodes of this playthrough, welcome back. It's nice to have you, or welcome in, and it will be great to see you in the comments in the future. It actually has really warmed my heart how much how many people have found me from some of the previous episodes and then gone back to watch my entire playthrough. Thank you. You guys are absolutely awesome. I very much appreciate it, but I would love to do a bonus episode in the meantime where I do things like, uncover notes, go and talk to NPCs that we haven't really exhausted the conversations of. Oh, my HUD is totally off. I always do this because I'm always taking screenshots of things when I'm offline, and I always forget to turn it back on. All right, there we go. It was no matter. So we'll probably backtrack through a bit of Limgrave, talk to some NPCs, go to some merchants, do any sort of extra quests, and I think I will probably schedule one of these bonus videos in between this and maybe the next one, in case there is a choose your ending type. I feel like that would work out well, since we can just do a bit more exploration that we may have not done before, and then also wait for what the polls have to say. Nope. Hold on. Okay. Alright, you buggers. At least we're iframing the hits. Nope, nope, can't stay. They're just a bit annoying to get near. I want fire pots for these fellas. I can't just stick around. They're being incredibly annoying. And I'm not able to find a playing field where I can actually reach them. Unless they land. And that's okay. I'm okay with them landing. Got it. Alright, next time we probably will do a bit of a shield strategy there than what we did. But I have been meaning to use my weapon. Thank you to everyone who's let me know that I just forgot that it was a quick RT after a block for a counter. So we're gonna be doing that a little bit more. I tend to forget the small details when it, takes me quite a while to do this playthrough on my own. I'm sure some of you are the same if you had to span your playthrough throughout a majority of weeks. This week has been a little busy for me. I'm kind of just coming back from some time off and getting back into the schedule of things, hitting the gym again because it's been a minute since... See? That one I didn't even see! Getting back to the gym, which has been feeling great because I felt like in my time, sort of 2-3 weeks off from the gym, I lost all my muscle that I've been working on. but my god, muscles are super awesome. Like, you could just not work out for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks, come back, and the muscle memory, dang, is incredible. Not only that, but I really feel like I got a good pump in my muscles working out again. I felt like, oh, okay, they're still there. They're not gone. They're not diminished or anything like that. I'm sure it takes a lot more time than that, but I was just really scared. Like, whenever you work on something, you're always afraid to lose progress, you know? Kind of like this game. Oh, hey, Side of Grace. This place just has, like, so many levels of the terrain to, like, navigate. I don't even know if we've, like, checked every single part. So yeah, I've been hitting the gym again, which is nice. I'm using, like, my Apple Watch to keep track of, like, if I've hit my goals for the day. Making sure that I do, like, at least 5 to 6 workouts a week. And what's really nice about that is I've also been just adding my friends and family to my Apple Watch, so we keep track of our, like, workouts together, when people hit them, when they finish them, and stuff like that, which is kind of nice. It's a little motivational. It feels good. I've also tried this, like, brand new Switch game called Let's Get Fit. I did that on stream. And, ooh, Marred Leather Shoe. We gotta check that. And that was something, let me tell you. To play a fitness game, I've never actually done a fitness game like that before. And God, this space is not right to be able to do some exercise. Like, they had me doing burpees in this room behind me, and it was something. It was also exhausting. Like, I actually got my butt kicked in some of the sections. Like, they have different difficulty levels of workouts, and they have a trainer, like, taking you through it. And some parts were like, whew, rough. So I've been getting a lot of workout in, from hitting the gym, playing that on stream. I hate firebombs. And going to the city and just walking a lot, because I like to walk in the city. Even though there's, like, a lot of public transportation options. When I'm out there, I like to get my steps in as much as I can. If I, you know, don't have to take public transport, I won't. Okay, let's put on our little lantern. And that's been really nice. I've liked tracking all my steps. It feels good, you know? Especially when you hit, like, PBs, like personal bests, and you're, like, doing more steps than you've ever done. Like, this morning I went on the Stairmaster in the gym, and generally I don't use that, like, piece of tech, but they have, like, little milestone cards of, like, how tall the Eiffel Tower is, how tall Mount Everest is, and whatnot, how many steps it takes to climb them. And I actually beat, like, one of the milestones today, which is, like, this television station here in Stockholm. And I actually climbed more than that. I climbed half of the Eiffel Tower, which is pretty heckin' great. Meanwhile, I was watching Star Wars Clone Wars, because when you're in the... Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. When you're on the Stairmaster or something that doesn't require you to, like, have intense focus, you can actually just put on an episode of something and just, like, exercise while you're watching. So, like, if I'm on the treadmill, I would not be able to do that. If I'm, like, lifting weights or using anything else, I would not be able to have that capability. But Stairmaster, I just get to chill with that. Alright. Lots of items we're picking up here. We're gonna have to actually read the descriptions of all of them, because this playthrough does focus on lore and picking up these items and just, like, taking time reading them, making our own speculations of the universe. Even though I'm sure VaatiVidya has made all the videos at this time about lore, that doesn't mean there can't be things that can't be uncovered at any point in time, or just different interpretations, which is why I've always liked literary analysis, because I feel like a book can be interpreted in so many ways, and it depends on the person reading it. This is very cool. Like, look at this, like, thorn gap in the wall, and this body. I can't tell if like, he died on the thorns, or the thorns are growing through him, or they came from him. Saint Trina's arrow. I see. The sleep arrows. And so I've been watching... I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. It can be a little bit hard to follow me. I do have ADHD, and I've recognized only very late on in life that probably is why my brain just tracks to so many different conversations simultaneously. But I've been watching Clone Wars for the first time. I watched it this morning when I was in the Stairmaster. And I'm only, like, in season 1, so, like, very initial phases of the season. And it's been fun so far. And the only question I have, so if there are any Star Wars fans right now, hanging out, watching this. Can you explain to me, as someone who's like not very versed in all Star Wars lore, why is it that a droid like General Grievous can actually use, I imagine, the Force because he wields a lightsaber? What makes them like, let's say, General Grievous a little bit more sentient than some of the other droids? Like, is there ever an explanation for this kind of stuff? Because it would be fascinating if there was. So this door is locked, but there's a symbol here. A banner. We see what's inside. It's locked. A lot of pictures. Okay, who are these fellas? This one right here. Huh. Alright, I'm gonna take some notes to come back here. Yeah, so I actually, like, I watched Star Wars so late on in life. Like, I hadn't seen the movies or the episodes until I was in college. I didn't grow up with them like a lot of people did. I didn't grow up with space shows like Star Trek and Stargate and Star Wars. So a lot of this stuff is new to me, and I'm just like trying to understand General Grievous and his like story and just the universe itself. Because that's I guess what I appreciate a lot about like the Disney Plus shows, like The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. It's just that it went into a little bit of the side parts of the universe that the movies never really explore, and I thought that was really cool. So yeah, if anyone has an explanation for me, I would appreciate it. A cutscene, huh? And the door closed behind us? Patches, is that you? Patches! Nope, nope, I'm not dying. God. So, not only did I not have a flask, which I only realized as I was drinking it, is I was trying to lock on so I can actually, like, get some iframes out of the jumps, and I didn't get those. That did not go as planned. Just a few things, like, few realizations all at once, like, oh, I don't have HP. Oh, I'm playing badly. Oh! I can't get a lock on. A lot of things went down there. No! They're gonna all throw fire bombs at me again, which is gonna be really annoying. Alright. I don't mind the more runes to get. Oh, which, by the way, thanks for the person that pointed this out. I kind of actually find this funny that it took me so long. But I've always... Heckin' firebomb thrower. I've read the description of the rune fragments for quite some time now. Wait, no, not these. Wait. It's not these, not the rune fragments. Those are the golden runes. Where are they? These ones. I believe I've read them so many times. Just looking at the description of like the lore. Runes are nourishment for the development of any tarnish provided a finger maiden can be found. I read them and then I didn't read the description of used to gain a small number of runes. So I'm sitting on all these runes here that I can actually utilize for any reason, but I guess we have them now, so we can utilize them every time I need just a tiny bit more for a level up. Because I didn't think about this before. I was like, okay, so where are the intermediary items where you just need to top off your, like, you know, runes so that you can level up, like souls and whatnot? Like, where are those at? And I've been waiting for that moment where we found them. I was like, maybe this is just early game, and lo and behold, they've been in my inventory this entire time. Which I find great. So thanks to the person that pointed that to me. While I am trying to do my best to look at every item description and whatnot, I'm sure there are details that are going to be lost to me at times. So I appreciate the little tips and the heads up. As long as there's nothing major and spoilers, because, you know, I'm not looking for people to like tell me exactly how to play and where to find everything and the hints and go here next and stuff like that, you know? These small things are definitely appreciated. Okay, alright, this room. Are we ready? There you are. Oh, that was it. That was the counter. Ooh. Ooh. Did I not even grab my runes? I did not. That was a bad roll on my part. It was a I'm forgetting my words. Preemptive roll, that's the word. I rolled slightly too early, thinking that it was going to be within the window of the attack, but alas. This knight will best me today, it seems. But I'm just gonna run through, because, like, even if all of these fellas can chase me, they won't be able to get into that room once I get past it. The only thing I'll have to be careful about is getting through all of these barrels before... Nice. Nice running attack. Before they get to toss something at me. Yeah, which works out alright. It's just about speed. That's all it is. Made a mistake again. Alright. I need a chance to recover. Here we are. Oh wait, what if they made them into a room? Oh my god. What a goof I am today. It's like all the people in the comments were like, wow, she's so like confident that now she beat Godric, she could beat the entire game, but it's like, it's just a title. I'm just having fun with myself. I mean, like, sure, do I feel like larger than life when I beat a boss? Yeah, who doesn't? Am I probably gonna struggle in later parts of the game? Absolutely. Am I gonna have fun doing it? Yes. And nothing will take that from me. And maybe I won't struggle with some of the endgame stuff that people did. Who knows? You know, it's like these things vary with mileage. You can't really say how people will struggle. And who knows? I'm looking forward to it regardless. Like, I really am just in it for the fun and for the challenge. Hi, Dragon Slayer Knight. We meet again. I think this is the goofiest I've been in this playthrough. Getting caught off guard several times. Not in my elements. Whoop. It feels nice to run through enemies, though. The only thing I do miss is the ability to roll. Yeah, I was a cycle too slow there. Basically, to roll through enemies, like you do in Demon Souls, that stuff was spectacular. Like, I could just roll into an enemy, and I would be able to knock them out of the way just because of the collision of my roll. I thought that stuff was awesome. I wish they would have it in, like, future games as well. But I've been playing some Demon Souls Remake because I'm a little bit rusty with the game. I'm trying to get ready to at least submit an any percent speedrun to the leaderboards, and so there's a lot of practice to be had. Gotcha. He probably asked me to. He's like running right into the door. That's great. Let's get this fella first. Nice. Oh, the determination hits are so strong. Banish Night Greaves. Awesome. Alright. Let's clear out this room. This is an item. A rusty key. Hey, I wonder if that opens the room below. And just because mimics suck, I don't know if we're gonna experience that. Curved Sword Talisman. Okay. Yeah, we have a lot of items to read, but I'll have a place and time for that in this video to do that. There's also something else that someone pointed out to me, an item that we found that I thought was incredibly cool in one of the previous rooms of Stormveil Castle, was like a mimic veil. Hey. Hey, buddy. And the mimic veil I thought was like a one-time use item. Nice, they actually all made their way up here. Like, they didn't give up their hunts. A one-time use item, but it turns out it actually can be used multiple times. No! You interrupt such an important moment! How dare you? Do you see that? Like, we were just like watching the veil come on. Like, you could hear the music play. Like, duh, 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 duh. And then like all of a sudden, I swear. I just want to do something monumental. Can you let me be? That's so cute. Oh, it is Metal Gear. I love this game. Snake, snake, snake. Okay, so if I roll out of it, that's awesome. I wonder how that works against enemies, though. I love it so much. Okay, nearby objects. So I wonder what other things it can mimic. Statues! Oh my god, this is the best. So what happens if I take a drop? Okay. That was awesome. Get hacked. I love the sound of the counter. All right. I think that's really cool. I just want to see how it works when there's like other enemies in the area. So we'll find a place somewhere soon, I'm sure. And I hope this rusty key opens this door. Use the rusty key. Yay! Oh, hey. There's another friend. You're too late, bud. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Oh my god. Follow me up. My escape. Alright. We'll just wait. Ready with the charge attack. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Gotcha. So satisfying. Ah! Hackers. But there's like another one in the area. Alright, let's see. I think the mimic veil that we used actually dropped our lantern, which is why I lost light. You hacker. Alright. There's quite a few items in this tower. I see why this place is easier to walk across versus... How would we get that item then? Tank. Can we actually jump onto this beam and then go through the thorn? Maybe we can. We'll try that after we look around a little bit. Because there's like items all around. Yeah, how people might have gone through this route instead of the main castle would have just had an easier time. So like in that sense, that commoner fool that cried about Godric and was kicking his dead body, like he didn't lie to us. And in a sense. I mean, I don't know. We haven't really finished this route. Okay. Alright. I guess now let's try going to those other areas and see if we can actually pick up the items that we see. Alright, this is one area. Hmm. Nice. There must be more. I don't trust that there wouldn't be more. Okay, so maybe this was the item. Alright, cool. So we don't have to do any fancy footwork for this one. A brick hammer. A brick hammer is a Mjolnir. I hope that there's actually a weapon on like the scale of Mjolnir, considering that there's like a lot of Norse mythology in this game. So then this looks like you would have to come from like above or something. Because I can't imagine another way. I don't think you can jump up to this. And I doubt a summon of... Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Oh yeah! Right, we wanted to try out Godric's hammer, but we couldn't do that in the round table. So we still can't use it, even two-handed. Alright. There has to be another area where we can access this one item. Alright. Up and around. Okay, what's here first? Anything in the corner? Yeah, so it's really interesting that it just looks like either the castle was struck from afar. Look at that in the distance. Oh my god, that's so cool. I want to go there. That mansion and huge statue and bridge. Oh my god, the bridges must be so scary to cross. But dragons are involved. And the sky looks so ominous. It's great. It almost looks like, yeah, craters from like big ballistas or whatnot. Catapults bombarding Stormveil Castle, which, you know, makes sense. But then why thorns growing out of them? Makes you wonder, like, was it just that? Is this just purely, like, decorational, where, like, trees just grew out of, like, large gaps in the castle? Or is this something else? Very, very cool, though. We were, like, talking about the FromSoftware games on my stream the other day, and I was, like, saying how Elden Ring is very beautiful. It's honestly a game that makes you, like, you know, have like a sharp intake of breath just with how stunning and gorgeous it can be. But there's something about Bloodborne being able to create an atmosphere that I feel like even Elden Ring hasn't been able to. That I very much appreciate. And I kind of miss. Dang, this is not good. No! And so, like, Bloodborne had the atmosphere down, had you, like, scared to look at, like, buildings and your surroundings, not knowing what kind of horrors you would find next. The way I felt the first time I found a boss in Bloodborne, which was Cleric Beast, I don't think I've ever felt in any of the other FromSoftware games. The music, everything about it was so spectacular, so perfect. It gave me chills down my spine. And honestly, I don't think FromSoftware has made a game that kind of matches it in feeling among all of them, even though I love the other titles. Bloodborne just hit differently. And I think Elden Ring definitely has some aspects of exploration that are a little bit more enticing than Bloodborne. But so far, I haven't gotten the chills. I've enjoyed the playthrough a lot, but I haven't had a moment that I can resoundingly say, nice, I didn't take any fall damage there at all. Was significantly as close to any I've felt in Bloodborne. But we're to find out. I mean, like, when we went to Siofra River, that place was stunning. I was in awe of how beautiful that place was. So, appreciation to just how gorgeous Elden Ring is and its areas. Nice. You tried, friends. So I think as long as we can land some determination charge attacks, then we should be fine. Running attacks are so strong. God, love running attacks. We're not exactly getting a lot of runes here, so I'm not too concerned. Not me forgetting how to press buttons. Not me forgetting how to press buttons. It's like I forgot how to jump there for a second. Gotcha. Only for under runes. Alright. What is this tower? Where is this taking us? Probably back up to the rampart. Pull the lever? Pull the lever, Kronk! It doesn't work. Alright. Drawstring Fire Grace. Ooh, better than just regular Fire Grace, though. We haven't really got into crafting drawstring items. Okay, so there's all this area here, and then there's above. We should go above first. Get out of here! Alright, there's someone shooting at me. I'm just trying to see how I would cross the gap out there. I think. I mean, I don't even know if I could jump that. I don't want to like die trying. Okay, we can jump it. It's just, can I make it? I thought something like that would happen. I should time my jump a little bit better. I mean, we need to find another side of Grace. I bet there's like one lurking around the corner. I just haven't gone to it yet. Alright. Funny how the safer route is the route that I'm being more callous in. And thus just dying to very unfortunate means. I thought this would be like a relatively quick clear for us. But, you know. We have our challenges. Oh yeah, we're going here. Alright. Up the ladder we go. Oh my god, I always have this like sensation. There's like something on my eyelashes. I'm not even like off about it sometimes. I'll have like these really fine microfibers stuck on my eyelashes and they tickle my eye and I can't see them so I can't get them off. It's so annoying. Feeling is the worst. Alright, slice and dice. That means we probably will have to take out this knight again. Yep. Nope, you're not pushing me off. That almost seems like a determination step themselves, or like an art of war. Alright. That's a lot better. I am going to put a crossbow on. And we need bolts for this. Yeah. We should be able to take out that fella. across the gap safely before we... I mean, we can just time it, but we can also do that. But first... Alright, friends. You wanna do this? We can do this. Lame. This takes forever. Stand still, buddy. Gotcha. Alright, let's hope I don't fall off. Like I did earlier. Nope! Okay. Well, luckily for me, I was still moving forward so I could actually get to the other beam. Ah, I don't like jumps like this! I literally suck at platforming. Platforming is my least favorite things in video games. I spend so many years avoiding it. All thanks to one game. Bugs Bunny, Lost, or Crazy Castle. And that didn't even have jumping elements to the platforming. I hated it so much that I just actively avoided platformers. Even though I played things like Super Mario 64, which I wasn't great at, but you know, I stayed away from a good share of platformers for a very long time until we hit a few sub goals on my Twitch that just had me having to play platformers like Celeste and A Hat in Time. We did some Hollow Knight, which had some platforming elements to it. Just go round and round in circles. Just looking out the window. Okay. There's only one exit here. Alright. But there's still that bottom area, which probably has a site of grace for us. Birds? Do we have to be worried of birds or enemies? Okay, seems like enemies. Oh, hey! You're blending with the environment. I didn't even see you. Speaking of blending. Speaking of blending. Da, 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 da. Insert Metal Gear Solid music here. I wonder if they really just have no idea I'm here. Oh. Well, he sounded off the alarm, so it makes me wonder what utility does this have? Alright. I am off right now in my game. Just a whole bunch of enemies. This is the top of the tower. Oh, we can go around here. That's kind of cool. Alright, then we will actually have to, you know, find out what's down there because we can actually scale the edge of this tower here. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, okay, cool. That's awesome. So let's go check what's down there first and then see if we can pull this elevator up. Oh, the elevator's all the way from the bottom. I don't know if it will come all the way up though. But there should, I feel like there should be a site of grace nearby. And we just haven't found it. Okay, contraption does not move. Alright, just making sure. No hiding enemies. Aha. Contraption does not move either. These cannons or these arms are awesome. The dragon ones, they're so cool. I think I know where we are. Yep. We've worked our way around. We're officially at the Rampart Tower. We've done it. So that means the few things that are left is to explore the outside of this tower and then work our way back to that weird, gross kitchen that we've been to that had an elevator that goes down and we never went down. Alright, I spawned the enemies back. Sitting. down, but we don't, I think, have enough runes for a level up. We can use runes to top us off, but we're okay. I'm not too scared about losing 5,000 runes. We'll be okay. Oh, nice. They got it off on me instead. Really? We're just gonna jump around each other? Okay. I couldn't help myself. I thought I was just gonna keep going forward. But then I saw the item, I was like, but what could it be? And I just had to. Nice. Nice. Gotta love those sounds. Thank you, Sekiro, for that. Beautiful sound design. Bloodborne had some really great sound design too. Okay, let's see if there's anything on the edge of this tower. Hopefully it won't. Ooh, there's an item there. I hear birds squawking as well. Okay, maybe this is not where we need to go. We still checked it anyways. We can drop down. Do we recognize any of these areas? Yes, we do. That's okay. That's where the NPC is. Yeah, that's the Rampart Tower. And that area in the middle is just before Godric. Oh, I see a ladder there. Ooh. Nice, nice. Don't think we can get up this tower. So let's just jump back. God, I don't like the jumping at all. I need to be more confident with it though. Okay, we can go around. I'm just like, what if there's a secret wall behind this tower somewhere? Yeah, I would like to be able to jump to this tower here. See what lies within. The question is, if we go down, will we be able to come back up? Because I want to be able to get to that ladder area, which only seems possible as if we go down. All right, okay. Maybe this is our kind of our option here. Stone sword key! Yay! We gotta go back to the very beginning of the game for that one stone sword statue. All right, you hackers. Yep, this item. Dozing cross-legged. Oh, hey, it's a gesture. Nice. I like gestures. I've been using them to take a lot of cool screenshots. Ah, a fog wall. This is the kitchen, I believe. Yeah. We gotta go back down there. And luckily we found a stone sword key, I believe, just overlooking this area as well. Okay, cool. I love this design. Like, can you imagine playing some of the old FromSoftware games and you're like, oh, I just wish I could just like get up there. And then when you get up there, it's like absolutely nothing. So it's like, why did I spend so much time going here? But like here, it's like, yeah, I could just scale the side of this building. Heck yeah. All right, enemy here. Another enemy. Two of them. Not the kick. Not the insufferable kick. Nice job, friends. Alright. Don't you just hate it when enemies kick you? Alright, that's the ladder that goes up. Let's look around really quickly. Alright, we're just going up then. Beautiful. I love the view of the Earth Tree. This was really the scenic route. I just went through the hellish route. I had a lot of ballistas firing at me. No item there. No item there. Just gonna peek at all these like... Oh, I thought these were the birds with the talons. Oh my god, I was about to be really scared there for a second. A claw talisman. Alright. Okay, so yeah, this does overlook the whole Godric area. Let's use our binoculars to look around a little bit. Yeah, that's the run up, I believe, to Godric. And I believe that there's an elevator here that also took us to Godric. That statue, we need to go break it. Maybe we can do that this episode. Oh, look. More birdies. I wonder if they have something on their tower. Don't think I see anything else of interest, so let's see if we can make this jump. Oh, he did! But I didn't kill any birds. Anything else? Huh. I think we're in the clear, so I'm gonna drop down here. And then we can drop down here. Alright, cool. Cool! I think I could say we've explored this area. Now, what was I doing? What did I discover when I went down to the lift? Oh yeah, we found our way back to the Rampart Tower. And we found a contraption that doesn't work. So I would say we've cleared this area out. Which means our options are... I could go back here. This will lead us to the kitchen. So we'll do that. Ah, the rats. Heckin' rats. Not worth it. Not worth it to die to the rats. Should've shielded. Should've two-handed. Should've shielded. Should've played carefully. I was like, yeah, I'm probably okay to sustain a bit of rat damage, but no. No, we weren't. The good thing is we can just find the closest. Maybe? Just thinking. The closest side of Grace. Where's the closest side of Grace? This is the Rampart Tower. This is the cliffside. I think we might need to manually go down. The same way that we found ourselves down there. Okay. That'll be okay. Just block through most of this nonsense. We'll be fine. Okay, so how did we do this? The alarms haven't been sounded, so we're okay. So we went this way, right? And I think we took a series of drops, I imagine. Oh. We want to be careful around this one, though. It's like a matchstick bird. Its talons like light up and burn anything in their path. Okay, so we were here. Yes, just before we jump down. All right. Okay, we're okay. I wonder if I can summon and then have my wolves come with me. I don't know if they'll actually despawn in here. Yeah, they will. Unfortunate. Such a cheap moveset as well, and I died to it. Alright. Golden runes. Got our runes back. We're at 7,000. Nice. Okay. Yeah, there might be a Side of Grace nearby. I'm just struggling to remember its name. I think we've gone the wrong direction. Let's see, how do we get back into the kitchens again? Or maybe we are making the right way there. I'm just forgetting our path. Because I know if we go up, we find 2 dragon armor. I think we do head in that general direction though. And we can bait them out. We can deal with them one by one so that they're not following us. We did have daggers at some point that we were using. Yes. Daggers will work, even though I think we were using the slightly more expensive resources. They started with a K. Alright, friends. Get down here. Gotcha. I don't think we'll die, will we? The fire breath is cool. Or we might die. No! Okay. Recall, maybe we just need to just look around a little bit. Because I know a quick way to get to the kitchen from the rampart tower, but we don't want to have to run all the way here just to get the souls, so... we might have to, though. This might be our safest bet. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Gotcha. I won't die to these birds. I refuse. I won't die to anything along the path either. It's just gonna be a really annoying trek back to get our runes. Especially since I'm gonna be like walking. Oh, you see that? Ah, I said I wasn't gonna really be sad if I had to lose them. There are like so many enemies in the way and we'll be walking past like most of our objectives. Don't tell me I'm like stuck here now. I know there's a drop in the building here. Nice. Oh wait. Did you go to the round table hold? Alright, there are 2 enemies here. Nice stagger. Nope. Nope. We're not gonna have this happen to us again. Also, I remember going in that building meant we couldn't attack because we were around an NPC, so we're gonna be careful that doesn't happen to us again. No! Alright, we'll be okay. We are okay. We shouldn't run into another enemy for a little while. And our talisman should be at work in helping us replenish some HP. Our dew. Hey, there's a fog wall there. And there's rats there. I don't think I've ever been there before. Oh. I love that I'm just finding all these areas that I've never seen before. Just by trying out different directions. There was a fog wall there. And I don't... It's not even the same fog wall. Do you see that? Hmm. And then we still haven't gone to that part of the room. So yeah, this place we definitely need to explore a little bit. Okay. These doggies were eating nasty things. We've been here. We have not. There's so much more to this castle than I would have imagined. It's we can drop into the room here with the dragon armor. Just walking around. Oh, there's a ladder here. Cool. Now we're like atop this building. Okay, there's a bird there. I gotta be careful. Or is that the same bird that I think it is? Okay, this is to drop down to the dogs. So what was the purpose of this ladder? I have to wonder. I'm speculating where this may take us. Aha! Maybe it's that hidden area. That kick. Oh, stop kicking me! Maybe. Just maybe we've actually never been here. Yes! We got to it. What's in the treasure chest? Pickled turtleneck. That's what I've always wanted. Ooh, ooh, stone sword key. Oh, okay, so I see why scaling the outside would be important, because we'd be able to have a little peek at areas we weren't able to once cross or get into. Okay, there should be a lot of enemies in here. That one spotted us. But they dropped down, so it doesn't even matter. No! The interruption! No! I hate that. I had my charge attack going, but that dumb, like, Art of War, like, interrupts. Okay, 7,500 or whatever runes absolutely gone. It is okay. It doesn't even matter. It was all for the sake of exploration, and explore we did. So, okay, this makes me wonder here. Remember that area I was talking about? Yeah, the fog gate. It's right there. So I wonder if we actually... Does this rooftop have an item on it? I wonder if this jump is possible for us. Can we actually use... No, we can't summon Torrent at all in this castle, it seems. Come on. No! Well, we landed exactly where we wanted to. It just probably isn't the way to go about it. Alright. One piece of the puzzle at a time. So, this tower. We would have gotten here regardless. So, wait. But still, it would not explain, like, okay, so I know where that rooftop is. I see those rats. Even if we were at the top of that, like, building, which we have found a way to go to in the past, we wouldn't have been able to have a safe drop into this lower area with the rats. Let me see if there are any entrances. Which makes me wonder, what would be the alternative path down here? Because what we did was not it. That one got me. Dun dun dun. Bum bum bum. That's like the worst kind of roll that you can do against an enemy like that. Roll backwards right into their attack. Oh! crap, this bird is really chasing me. I'm actually surprised how far the enemies in this game go for the chase. Actually astonished. Even if we would not be able to get to it from here. Which means this place still remains a mystery. Kind of. It's like right across this wall. Alright, maybe there is another area to get there. There probably is. We'll have to do some searching. Okay, follow me, bud. Oh yeah, this is the same one that fell down this path previously. Alright. Banished Night Greaves. Hey, that makes two. Where did my runes go, though? Are they, like, outside this room? Did I die? Just... Unknown. Unclear. I don't actually remember where I died. Anything else we need to be worried about in this area? Is this scorpion thing still here? Or is that just like, oh, okay, kill once and then never have to kill again? Okay. Yeah, these areas we never really explored in full. Know about the doggies. And I believe... Where did this one lead us? Okay, so this is a fog wall. This is one of the stone keys. Okay, so we can go here. Oh, which I think leads to the rats above. Alright, let's use the key. And then there's the elevator that goes down. So that would make a lot of Stormveil Castle discovered from this point. Which is what we want to do. We want to make sure that we clear out these areas before we move on. Nice, I got the other one in the same hit. I like their thorn axes. I still need to learn a lot about that. Why are thorns growing out of them? What is that about? Hawk wooden shield. And misery cord? Sorry for ruining any of that French. And an iron wet blade. Ooh. I don't think we've ever gotten a wet blade before. Yeah, that's the friends. Okay, so we didn't actually have to drop anywhere. But it was a nice little gleam into the fact that there is a room here. It's very interesting how whoever this person was, this like smith with a wet blade, was so heavily guarded here. Like, what are the secrets of the wet blade, and why did this need to be under like lock and key? Several guards manning this wet blade, even when it isn't very accessible. Alright, I'm really excited for the lore part of this video. It's coming. We just need to make one more stop. But next time I probably will read the items as I go along. That way I won't forget any along the way. And we'll get the full immersion experience. Oh, it goes up. It doesn't go down. Here I thought it went down. This leads back exactly where I think it does? It does. So what about this elevator? What about this one? I guess we're gonna eventually figure out with the one that I dropped and died down before, where that one leads to. Okay, that feels good. It feels good that we have this place cleared out for ourselves, and this is a safe spot to hang out. Alright, that means the lore part of the video can actually commence. Let's read a few items and see all the things that we got in today's episode. And some things we might have missed in the past. Like, we're gonna have to check out the Great Runes at this Site of Grace, regardless. But what have we picked up today? We might have to just do a nice little look through. And along the way we might find items that we might not have read before. Like the spirit jelly ashes. We've never actually read those. Ashen remains, which spirits yet dwell, used to summon a spirit jellyfish. A floating spirit that illuminates his surroundings. Prone to tears, the jellyfish girl searches for her distant home. Will bravely spew poison at foes on her summoner's behalf. It seems her name is Aurelia. But that's actually fascinating. So Aurelia is this jellyfish that searches for home. Interesting that we do see some spirits like this, like around the world, just lingering. Kind of makes me want to summon it. But then it has a very similar story to what's her name that we sent back to the Round Table Holt. She also came from a distant home. Okay, well we'll summon it soon. Let's read through more items. Stormhawk Feather. These feathers enveloped in swirling winds are often used for arrow fletching. Alright. I don't know if we've seen the four-toed fowl foot description before. In the lands between, having 3-digit is seen as a bad omen. As such, the four-toed fowl's foot is a gift of great luck indeed. Okay, so 2 is like the golden order, right? 3 is bad. 4 is good luck. Interesting how the number of like digits really matters here. That much. What else have we found? Have we read the Aeonian butterfly? A butterfly with withered scarlet wings found in the swamp of Aeonia. According to myth, these butterflies were once of the wings of Goddess of Rot herself. The Goddess of Rot. I'm sure we've read most of these, but we're looking at the ones that we might not have read, like the sacramental bud, believed to originate long ago from a strain of buds cultivated with youthful sacramental blood. Did we read the Eyes of Yelof? Grown in lands afflicted by frenzy, it's used for its pain-relieving properties, though it's known to be a dangerous intoxicant. It's a shrub fruit bursting with ripened pulp. Yum. And then Gravelstone. Okay, we read the ones with dragons. Don't think we found anything here. We do have 2 golden seeds. I can't remember how many it is that we need for a flask upgrade right now. We did read Godric stuff. We still need to find the Detectus medallion, right? That's something we haven't found. We have 4 stone sword keys. We need a lot more than that. Don't think we found any spells or any ashes of war. How about any weapons? Like this one. It's a rapier or dagger. A dagger favored by military physicians in white. The pointed blade is hard and sharp, making critical hits especially potent. Medicine is mercy, and mercy upon the battlefield is ruthless. Beware the killers clothed as men of compassion. That's kind of awesome. Like, the men of white, which are the ones supposed to be the healers, are literally out there with daggers just killing people to put them out of their misery, which kind of makes sense why it's called Misericord. Quick step. Nice. Alright. Weathered straight sword. Was known as a sword of the people, though the archery styling is still visible. Time has not been kind to the sword, now merely a shadow of its former self. Alright, everything else we've actually gotten before. I mean, I have duplicates of some of these. I wonder if I should just sell them off at this point. Unless I can, like, dual wield them. What else have we not read the description of? Probably some armor pieces. This brick hammer. Weapon made from an ordinary stone brick. Wielded by a laborer who led a rebellion and later became a champion himself. Even among other bludgeons of its size, this weapon is especially weighty. The strength of a giant is required to wield it. It has a barbaric roar. Oh, savage combo attacks. Hell yeah. Maybe we should give it a go. That sounds exciting. Don't think I've gotten any new crossbows or anything of the sorts. I did get a few shields. Like the marred leather shield. Oh look, there's the thorns we were talking about earlier. Leather shield of Stormveil soldiers. Much like the castle, it's marred by molting and thorns. I gotta look that up. Molting. Let me actually do that really quickly. Ye old English words. I just found pictures of April O'Neil on my phone because I've been thinking of cosplaying her. The model definition is that smears and spots of colors presenting on any surface. Thus, mottled skin, also known as livedo reticulus. Okay, so this is like, mottled is definitely a good term for some medical diseases. Yeah. So irregular marks, spots, and streaks, blotches, or patches, or different shades of colors. Well, that makes sense. Okay. Some say it is the curse of grafting which causes such affliction, while others talk of its roots being something altogether more sinister, hidden deep within the castle. Oh, I knew there was going to be some lore about this. Okay, so thorns and mottling. Curse of grafting? So, like, is this all brought upon Godric? Or sinister thing deep in the castle? Oh, that's exciting. I am excited. And I think we grabbed this one as well. A medium-sized metal shield, easier to handle than the kite shield. The inverted hawk is the emblem of the company of slaves ordered to explore the Eternal City. Right. We did talk about that in the Eternal City before. I think we found quite a few gear pieces. Look at that! There's like some really cute stuff we can probably try on and see if we find a new fashion for us. Think it was mostly like leggings that we found today. The Banished Night Greaves. Thick full set of armor covering the entire body. These greaves are worn by knights who, whether by misfortune or misdeed, were forced to abandon their homes. These fierce warriors were each and all accomplished. Perhaps that is why, despite their territorial losses, they were still named knights. And then we grabbed this curved talisman today. I think something else as well. So, talisman depicting a curved sword and a swordsman, enhancing guard counters. Ooh. It is said that a blind swordsman was the originator of this technique, the art of allowing one's opponent to strike so as to leave them vulnerable to a well-timed reply. Oh, I like the sound of that. And I think we found the claw talisman as well. Depicting a claw and an assassin, enhances jump attacks. The assassins of Raven Mount are killers by trade. They assail their victims while dressed as birds of prey. Oh, that's actually fascinating. They even have gear to go with it. Okay, so that's something we haven't heard of before. This is maybe all like supplementary world lore, but the Assassins of Raven Mount. I wonder if we'll come across them again. Yeah, the name speaks for itself. We can swap around different talismans now, which is kind of cool. That means in the bonus episode that we do, we probably will look at all these like notes and stuff like that as well. And the painting. The painting is interesting. We haven't done anything kind of exploratory like that in a while. So to maybe kind of cap off this episode at a wonderful place, let's check out the Great Runes. With the Great Runes menu, you can equip Great Runes that have their power restored. You use a rune arc to give greater benefits to your equipped greater runes. Alright, it seems like I put one here. Raises all attributes. And I can enhance this. Nice. And then if I wanted to, I can't level up now. Let's actually see how many talisman slots we have. I don't know if that improves at any time. No, that's not what I wanted to click. Equipment. No, we have 2 talismans. So we have charge attacks, which I've been using a lot, and the blessed dew. We can swap out the charge attacks now for something like jump attacks, because we have been doing a lot of those, or even guard counters. But that's really nice. And then item crafting is something we'll definitely need to take a look at next time, because we have gains items to be able to make some of these, but we actually haven't utilized them. But yeah, I guess that means in this like short episode, we managed to clear out so much more of Stormveil Castle that the next time we do play, it would probably be beneficial. I think in the bonus episode, I will actually check out Roundtable Hold and see if there's anything there for us. But we will want to go onwards from Godric the Grafted. I know someone made a comment that I should go kill this fella that's just sitting and kicking Godric's body. But honestly, he has every right to be pissed. I don't trust him, but he has every right. Like, I don't know what Godric did to him. You know, I can only imagine. But he has every right to kick this dude's head in. So he can just spend an eternity smacking that dead body. But something tells me we probably will be seeing him later. And our paths are either right or left of this chair. So while we will not be... okay. There's nothing really here. That's weird. Why can't I attack in here? Is there like... must be an area where I can't attack. While there won't be maybe any important decision making to make for the next episode, we know where our path lies. And it'll be heading down this tower. I'm excited. This strangely large hall that drops into another one. Can we attack now? Oh, okay, phew. There must be then like a lock in the area, which makes you wonder, what is it? Is there an NPC? Or was it the NPC in the area? Or just that area you just can't attack in? But yay, we have our first greater rune equipped. It feels good. It feels good. I'm glad. Alright. And this is probably where we conclude this episode today, only to find out what remains in Stormveil Castle and beyond, because there were some gorgeous views of areas in the distance, and I'm really excited to go check them out. So yeah, next time we may do that bonus episode where we like track back to a lot of the areas of Limgrave, and then I would imagine Friday? Yes, next Friday, since episodes come out every Monday and Friday, we probably will be heading onwards. Onwards we go. Let's see where we find ourselves and what challenges we will face. Thank you, Tarnished, for joining me for yet another video. I'll be seeing you in the next one.